So if you do have a band, great. If you don't worry, blocks are good. So you can come down onto your back, think about the back of your neck being long, shoulder blades open and sacrum resting heavily onto the mat. And this morning's class is called Bottoms Up, and this is based on sort of having a lot of people speak to me about having snoozy glutes and wanting to do something about them. So glutes, biggest powerhouse in the body, help us for walking, powering us forwards. They work by extending the leg back, but also hip stability and pelvic stability. So pelvic stability, not hip stability. And your glute med on the side. So they're a really important muscle to look after. So this morning we'll hopefully be doing just that and looking after them. So think about the back of your neck being long, shoulder blades open, sacrum resting heavily onto the mat, and just start to breathe. Start to breathe into your low belly. Feel the belly rise on your inhale, taking up space. Feeling it soften on your exhale. Just feel that dance between the breath as it flows in and flows out of the body. And just take a moment to feel the weighting through your body. Notice how your body's feeling this morning. Notice whether you've come to the mat feeling tired and weary, maybe a little tight and stiff from the night before. Perhaps you are raring to go and feeling full of energy and looseness and fluidity. Just observe. And then just on your next exhale, let go of any remaining tension in the body. Allowing yourself to soften, to let go. And then just take a moment to tune into your mind. Again, notice how that feels this morning. Hopefully full of excitement that it's Friday and the weekend ahead. If it's feeling a little below par, just observe and again allow yourself to let go of any negative thoughts, feelings, energy, emotions. Visualize bundling them all up and popping them on that imaginary cloud. And just letting that cloud float past your eyes, taking anything that's not going to help you for the time that you're on the mat with it. Allowing you to be connected and fully present, mind and body, on your mat this morning. Last breath here, and then we're going to get into our work. So, grab your block between your thighs if you've got it, or a book or something similar. Make sure you're rooting down through the soles of the feet, hands to the thighs, and then you're going to peel your bum up, coming into your low bridge. Think about length in the lower back, energetically pulling the two front hip points towards each other. And we're going to energetically try and drag our heels towards our bum. Okay, so you should feel the whole back line lighting up. Hold that on tension and then release and try and push those feet away. Again, notice where you feel it. You're still squeezing the block, working up into the midline, into the pelvis. Release, drag those heels to the bum. Feel the whole hamstrings and bum hopefully light up. Release, push the feet away. Keep the breath soft. Release, again, drag the heels to the bum. Release, push the feet away. And then just coming back to normal, we're going to make some fists and put them on our hip points, pushing downwards. So we're giving ourselves a bit of resistance, and we're going to start to lift and lower our glutes into these fists. So we're having to make our glutes work a little harder immediately by adding that extra resistance that they have to lift up into. Keep squeezing the block, keep squeezing the glutes, keep driving through the sole of the foot. Big toe, little toe, heel, that triangular base of support. Breathe in and out through the nose. Good. Keep that pulsing going. Push down. Good. And then we're going to take the right hand to the sky. Keep the pulsing going. Pull back on the right fingers, open through the forearm this morning, pushing up to the sky. And then left hand pulls back, spreading through the fingers, opening through the forearm. God, my brain sometimes. Spreading the palms, spreading the fingers, and then taking the wrists to fists, the hands to fists, and circling in those wrist joints, just mobilizing. Hopefully the bum is feeling nice and warm. And then jazz hands, big stars, tight fists. Let's really start to speed them up. Pulse, 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 pulse. Good. Warming the forearm, bum hopefully getting activated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it off and then roll upper back, middle back, lower back, down to the mat. You can let go of your block. We're going to take, oh, I've got a bit of toothpaste on me. The left foot over the right thigh, interlace the hands behind the head, elbows frame the face, so the left ankle is just kind of sitting on top of the right thigh. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Make sure you keep that pelvis level. It's very easy to tip it and let that knee pull you over, but just keep it level. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift, driving into the sacrum. Not tipping in the pelvis, lifting up into the elbows. Good. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the left. Hug into the midline. Hold those obliques. Good. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Twist to the left. Slice the right arm through the middle of that little gap. So you're really reaching diagonally away as you twist to the left. Good. Hand behind the head, back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Twist to the left. Reach both hands away. Really reach to the bottom of the mat and then hover that right foot. Hug into the midline. Feel it hugging into the abdominals. Good. Foot down, hand behind the head. Inhale, come down, swap sides. Left foot comes down, right heel comes onto the top of the left thigh. We're in external rotation, but keep that pelvis level. Don't let it tip. Inhale, hip. Exhale, lift. Hug into the midline. Lift up into the elbows. Good. Inhale, come down. Don't let that pelvis tip back. Exhale, lift. Lifting up into the elbows. Connecting those ribs to the 2 front hip points. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Small movements. Staying off that right shoulder. Keep lifting to the elbows. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift again. Twist to the right. Left arm reaches through the middle of the triangle between the legs. Reach diagonally towards that bottom right edge of the mat. Good. Hand behind the head, back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Reach both arms this time. One between the legs, one to the outer edge of the right thigh, and then hover that left foot. Hug into the midline. Reach towards the bottom of the mat. Hold it here. Hands behind the head. Release the feet. Knees just hug into the chest. Have a little massage. Then we're going to rock and roll on our back. Length through the spine. Coming on over to all fours. Now we're just going to do a couple of cat-cows here. So arch through the base of the spine, pull the chest through, coming into your cow, hugging those shoulders towards the hips, and then tucking the tailbone, spinal segmentation. Really just get a bit of movement into the spine this morning, so you're just moving between the two at your own pace, working into the spine, giving it some love. You maybe want to take a rotational between the two, so you're sort of barrel rolling left to right, going between cat and cow, but just work through the spine, finding something that feels nice for you this morning. Good. From here, we're going to come into dolphin. So interlace the hands, release the head, tuck the toes, lift the bum to the sky. Really lift up and out of the mat. left heel to bum and circle 3 times one way in this hip joint and then 3 times the other way. Keep the breath connected in and out through the nose. Use it to support your body, to support your movement. Good. Right foot, right heel to bum. Keep lifting up and out of those shoulders. It's very easy to let them sink, but keep slurping everything up into the abdominals, using that to support you. Good. Keep the breath fluid. Nice. And then pop that foot down and take a little child's pose. Breathing into the back body. Breathing into that lower belly space. Deep down into the pelvis. And then when you're ready, come and stand at the top of the mat. Grab your blocks if you've got them. Soft knees, lengthen the spine. Arms reach forwards and up. Really think about elevating through the fingertips. Don't push the hips forwards. Ribs, again, you're sort of sinking that sacrum towards the floor. Ribs draw in. Hinge back, lengthen the spine. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, lower the left knee, bring the body up. We're taking the left hand to the right right hand to the left butt cheek. Push through those left toes and push on the top of your left butt cheek as you really reach your left fist to the sky. So find that length. You're pushing down as you feel that left bum cheek activate. Okay? Good. Really reach up, keeping the body relatively straight. Release. Let's roll those shoulders. Get some juicy shoulder rolls in there this morning. Get some movement in the wider body. And then hands to the mat. Step back for plank. Zip up through the front line of the body. Squeeze the bum. Hug the belly. Draw the neck back in space. Good. Lower the knees, slowly lower with control. Heads of the shoulders stay lifted. Good. Baby cobra. Wide arms, so fingertips off the mat, elbows up to the sky. Push through the fingers as you energetically try and drag them towards your feet. You want to feel the squeezing between the shoulder blades. Lengthen the neck, squeeze the bum, hug the belly. Good. Release, frame the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift up and back. Down dog. Let's just have a pedal of those calves. Maybe wiggle the hips a little. Let the pelvis drop from side to side. Good. And then left foot steps forwards. Lower the back knee. Bring the body up. Right toe is tucked. Right bum cheek is squeezing. Left hand to the top of the right butt. And again, you're pushing down. You're hugging. You're giving that right buttock, that right glute, a little cradle. Good, and then reach that right arm to the sky, push down, squeeze that bum more, feel it lifting up into the hand, notice how it feels, good. Really lengthen through the side body, and then release, roll the shoulders, breathe in and out through the nose, good. And then hands to the mat, back foot steps in, come up to stand. Nice. Now, it's time to warm up that bottom. So, feet hip distance apart, we're going to start 10 squats. So sit back, squeeze the glutes, stand up. Sit back, good. Really think about hinging. So we're trying to hinge back in our hips as well, rather than let the knees come forwards. Good. Really squeeze the glutes to push you up and sit back into them. Good. 2 more, good. Last one, good. Then you're going to take your arms out and slowly lower with control all the way down to the mat. This is good for us, good challenge. Nice, and then come all the way back down. Good. From here, we're going to lift our glutes into our load bridge. Come and load this left bum cheek. Right knee is over the right hip, and then pop that right foot down and walk these feet for 10. Okay? Good. Keep hugging into the midline. Extra challenge, take your hands off the floor. Good. Keep breathing. Nice. I think we've got 2 more. Good. Last one. And then you're going to take this right foot to the sky, so the leg is long, and you're going to lift and lower in this right glute for 10. 9, keep driving through that left foot. 8, 7, squeeze the glute. 6, good, keep breathing. Try not to arch in the lower back. Good. I think we're on 4, 3, keep reaching through the right foot. 2, and 1. Good job. Then hold that glute and you're going to circle this right leg 5 times, little circles in this hip joint, okay? Really lift up and out of that left glute, sorry, and then circle 5 times the other way. So you're working into the hip joint. Good. Woo, this is spicy. Good. Pop that right foot down, roll down to the mat. You're going to come to reverse table. So fingertips are pointing towards your feet and you're going to lift and lower your bum for 10, for 9. Squeeze the glutes as you lift. Open through the chest. Good. Breathe in and out through the nose. Use your breath to support your body, to support your movement. Good. Keep squeezing those glutes. Nice. 2 and 1, and then release. We're coming into a slight straddle, so the right leg goes out to the side. Left foot comes into the inner edge of the right thigh. Right arm inside the right leg as well. Left arm reaches over. Breathe, so you're opening through the side body. Again, drive down through that left hip. Keep reaching that hand away. It should feel yummy. Nice. And then from here, we place our hands to the back of the mat and we're coming into a 3-legged dog, facing the back of the mat, left heel to bum, circle again 3 times in that left hip. Good, both ways, 3 one way, 3 the other. Good. And then we step to the top of the mat, back foot steps in, and then we're going to go back the other way. So come up to stand, soft knees, you're facing the back of the mat, and then we're going to start our 10 squats again. So sit back into those glutes, squeeze up, sit back, good. Really think about this hip hinge, don't let the pelvis tip as you sit back. Good, squeeze, drive through that solid base of support, big toe, little toe, heel, good, nice. 4, 3, keep squeezing the glutes, keep the spine long, keep the neck in line, good. 2, and 1, nice work, lots of bottoms. Arms out in front, slowly lower towards the mat. With control, heels to bum, and then slowly lower down onto the mat. Lift up into your bridge, and then we're going to take the left knee over the left hip, and then we're going to walk left to right, okay? So walking those feet, left knee over left hip, right knee over right hip. Think about the position of the pelvis, keep it level. Use those glutes to stabilize. Use the abdominals to stabilize. The whole core container's working hard. Try not to creep the feet in towards the middle, it's cheating a little bit. But if you need your arms on the floor to stabilize you, to balance, to just take it down a notch, do. Remember, this is your time on the mat. It's your challenge. We need to take our ego out of it and do what feels good for our body. Challenging it enough, but not overloading to the point where it starts to not be good for it. Good. Let's do 1 more each side. Nice. And then we're loading that right glute, left leg comes to the sky, and we do our 10 lift and lowers in that right glute. Good. Left foot is pointing to the sky. Good. Keep the breath in and out of the nose. Keep pushing through that right foot and squeezing that right glute, okay? You might be feeling it in your hamstrings if your hamstrings have taken over. Again, good sign that your bum needs some work. Keep putting your brain into your bum. 3, 2, tell your brain that you want your bum to switch on. 1, good. And then hold that lift up and you're circling the leg long 5 times in that left hip joint. Little small circles. Good. 5 times one rotation and then 5 times the other way. Notice which side feels harder, more challenging. Whew. Spicy. Good. Last circle. Pop that foot down. My goodness, my butt hurts. And then come up to reverse table. You're lifting and lowering, squeezing that bum for 10, for 9, for 8. Open through the chest. Good. Squeeze the glutes. Hug into the midline. Support that low back. Good. Nice. Drive through the feet. Good. Keep lifting and lowering that bottom all the way to the mat. Squeeze it up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, guys. Lower. Left foot comes slightly out into a straddle to the left side of the mat, like diagonally 45 degrees. Right foot comes into the inner edge of the left thigh. Left arm inside the left leg, and the right arm is reaching over the head towards the left foot. But lift up and out of the mat. I don't want you to slump through the left side body. I want you to imagine there's a ball that you're trying to lift up and over in that left side body. Keep reaching through the fingers and driving through that right hip towards the floor. Good. Breathe. Open through the side body. And then take your hands back behind you to the top of the mat. You're pivoting. So you're facing, once again, the top of the mat. You're in three-legged dog. Right heel to the bum, circle 3 times one way in this right hip joint and 3 times the other way. Nice work. And then step that foot to the top of the mat. Back foot comes in. Come up to stand. My goodness, we're only sequence 1. Good. So we're now going to move on to a side squat. So left foot's going to come out a little bit. So if I show you left foot out, sit back, squat, step it back in. Stabilize, left foot out, squat. We've got 10. So stabilize on this right glute as you step the foot back in, okay? Squat, in, squeeze the glutes, hinge back, sit, good. Nice. 5, good. 4, squeeze that right bum cheek. 3, good. 2, nice. And 1, good. From here, we're going to take our left foot behind our right foot. So you're curtsy squatting. So imagine you're going down into a curtsy, okay? And then we're just going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7. So you're curtsying. 6, 5, 4, 3, hinge back, 2, and 1. Good. From here, hands to the mat. And we're going to bring our right knee to the mat, right hand to the mat. You're coming to a modified side plank. Pull the right shoulder away from the ear. Left leg lifts. And we're going to do a lift and lower for 10 in this left glute, okay? Left leg. So lift, squeeze, lower. Good. We've got another 6. Stabilize through that right glute. You can reach this left arm over if you like to get some more length in the body. Good. Keep pulling this right shoulder away from the ear. Keep squeezing this left glute to lift the leg. Good. 2, 1, good. And then you're going to pull this left heel into the bum. Take the left hand to the left ankle, flex the foot, squeeze the glutes, push the hips slightly forwards so you're opening through the left thigh. Good. Breathe again into the body. Big full breaths in and out through the nose. Nice. Release. We're coming onto the right side again into clam. Now if you've got your band, you can add some extra resistance, pop it over your thighs. You want to make sure that your hips are stacked, okay? I see a lot of people with the underhip too close, too high up the mat. So make sure those hips are stacked. Right shoulder down the back, lift up into the right side body, heels, hips, shoulder are in a line, and you're going to lift into this top leg, okay? So you're opening into a clam, the top leg. Squeeze this left bum cheek, okay? Feet are together. Good, keep those hips stacked, and you're not tipping, you're not rolling back as you lift that leg. The hips stay stacked. So you're working into that hip joint. Good. Working this outer hip muscle, so the glute med. Good. Nice. Let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, hug up into the right side of the body, 1, good, and then if you've got the band, you can take the foot long, looped around the band. Let me slide up the mat a bit more. Keep hugging this right shoulder onto the back body, and we're going to lift and lower this left leg, okay, for 10, 9, 8, keep the toe parallel to the floor, try not to externally rotate in that leg. Good, really feel it working into this outer hip. The band's just adding that little bit more resistance, but don't slump into this right shoulder. Super easy to do. Keep lifting up and out. Good. 3, 2, squeeze, 1, nice work. Release from the band. You're going to take the left leg so it steps almost to, so it comes from long, you bend the knee up and then you land the foot on the floor. So it steps over the right thigh, the foot is pointing to the long edge of the mat, and you should just get quite a nice, you can add a little bit of push to the inner thigh on the left side, and you should just feel this in your outer glute. Good. And then from here, slowly lift yourself up, and you're almost sitting in a seated twist, okay? So left foot is stacked, left knee is kind of over the right knee, and the feet across, and you're in your seated twist. You want your seat bones both on the floor. You might really feel this in the left glute. If this feels too much, kick the lower leg out, and you can just hug this left thigh into the chest and rotate. But if you're in the seated twist, let's just have a belly shimmy. So belly dance your way left and right as you lie in, sit in this seated twist. Good. And then from here, we're going to come back to the top of the mat. Woo! Give that left little glute a tap, a prod, like a rub, whatever it needs, just to make it feel maybe a little bit looser. And then we're going to go again on the other side. So the right foot steps out and we squat down. Load the left glute, bring the foot back in, stabilize, step out. Good. Bring it back in, step out. Nice work, guys. Stabilize through that left leg. Good. Hinge back. So really sit back into those glutes. Think about the control. We're not moving with crazy momentum. We're stabilizing. We're having to make our body work to say when we stop, we stop. And then we control the movement. It's very easy to move with momentum, and shit goes everywhere. Not literally, but you know. The body kind of loses control. Good. Let's go 3, 2, hinge back, good. And 1. Nice. Good. And then from here, we're curtsy pulsing. So we're taking the right foot off to the left edge. As if you're doing a curtsy, you might want that foot a bit further back. And then we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8. Keep pulling this left hip back. Don't let it tip out to the side, okay? So we don't want it tipping out. Keep pulling it back and you're pulsing down. Good. Should feel it in this left glute again. Good. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Nice work, guys. Hands to the mat, knees to the mat. Left knee is down, left hand is down, right leg goes to the back of the mat. Modified side plank. Pull this left shoulder down the back, right arm reaches over, and then you're lifting and lowering this right foot. Good. Squeeze that leg up. Good. Stabilize through the left shoulder. Really important. Keep it hugging down the back. Keep reaching through those right fingers. If If it feels better for you, you can have that right arm to the sky, but I'd encourage you to take it over to get length in this side body. Good, squeeze, lift that leg. You're stabilising with the left glute as well. There's a lot going on here, abdominals, everything. Good, let's go 3. Keep pulling that left shoulder down the back. 2, and 1. Good, right heel to bum. Push those hips forward, squeeze that bum cheek. Good, nice. And then from here, once you've had a couple of breaths in this position, working into our thigh, we're going to come to clam on the left side. So grab your band if you've got it around your thighs. I'm going to show you from behind, but I did have cupping earlier on in the week. I feel like I need to explain this so I think it's faded, but I don't want people to think I've been beaten up by someone. Left elbow under the left shoulder. Make sure those hips are stacked, okay? You're really hugging this shoulder blade, and then you're going to lift that top leg for 10, for 9, working into this top hip. Good. Working this external glute, so glute med on the outside. It's the pelvis stabilizer. We want a stable pelvis and a mobile hip. Super important. So many of us have it the wrong way around. We have mobile pelvises and stable hips, basically through poor mechanics. But we can fix it. So keep working this outer glute. Good. Nice. Let's go 3, 2, squeeze that glute, lift, make it challenged. Good. And then take the band, if you've got it, onto the top foot. The top leg goes long. Keep that stacked position of the hips. Pull this left shoulder down the back, and we're lifting and lowering this right leg for 10, 9. Hug into the left side of the body. Don't slump into the mat. Good. 6, squeeze the glutes. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release your foot from the band. And then you're going to take your right foot over in front of the left thigh. The foot lands on the floor. You're kind of opening into this right hip. If you want to add a little bit of traction on the inside of that right thigh, hand can come there, but your right foot is facing to the long edge of the mat. Breathe. Good. It's like an outer glute stretch. And then sit yourself up, coming to your seated twist. So both seat bones are on the floor. If it feels too much, chuck a block under your seat bones so that you can get them both on the floor. We don't want one sky high and one on the floor, okay? So think about the evenness. And if that's too much, again, kick the lower leg out and you can rotate, hugging this right thigh into the body. Good. All right, from here, let's belly roll again. 3 times one way. Mobilize through that midsection. So important to find these segmental movements in the body. Can we move our body separately from other parts? Yes, it needs to work as a whole, but it needs to be fluid as well. Hands to the top of the mat, back foot steps in, come up to stand, and we are going on to our last sequence. Lucky you.